Asia's largest news headquarters. Setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and welcome. You're watching 6 Stories at 6 with me, Tanisha Avasti. On this edition, we will get you 6 stories from 6 states that set the national agenda. First up, just hours ahead of the result day in the national capital, there is horse trading storm which has resulted in a huge drama. And while there are poaching fears in the national capital, there is Operation Tiger in the state of Maharashtra. Also on the show, 104 Indians duped, sent to America and deported back. We'll tell you about the donkey route from the deportee himself. Story number 4 is from Karnataka, where the plea to transfer the Muda scam to the CBI has been rejected. But the trouble for the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, does not just end there. Moving on, we will tell you about 2 gut-wrenching cases of sexual assault from Tamil Nadu, which makes one wonder if women are unsafe in the state. And finally, all the details on RBI's liquidity boost at the end of the show. These 6 stories lined up for this edition, but first up, we start with the top story that's coming in from the national capital as Delhi braced for counting day after the bitterly fought assembly elections. A fresh showdown unfolded between the ruling Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP after most exit polls predicted the return of the BJP to the helm in the national capital. Now, Aam Aadmi Party supremo Arvind Kejriwal claimed that crores were being offered to this party candidates to switch sides. The BJP, meanwhile, said it would move the Anti-Corruption Bureau over the Aam Aadmi Party's claim. Here is all that you need to know about the fresh war of words between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP.
Less than 24 hours to the counting day in the national capital, the ruling Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP got into a fresh slanging match. This after Aam Aadmi Party supremo Arvind Kejriwal fired a poaching charge at the BJP, claiming crores were being offered to his party candidates to switch sides. The Aam Aadmi Party chief alleged that 15 crore each was being offered to his party candidates to jump ship. The BJP meanwhile dismissed the Aam Aadmi Party's claim of a poaching attempt, saying they would move the Anti-Corruption Bureau over the unfounded charge.
से आप गंभीर आरोप बता रही हैं, हमारी नज़र में वो बेहुदा आरोप है और मुझे लगता है संजय सिंह हो या अरविंद केजरीवाल हो, ये अपना मानसिक संतुलन खो चुके हैं। हर बार चुनाव से पहले या नगर निगम का चुनाव हो तो इस तरह के ये आरोप लगाते हैं और अरविंद केजरीवाल को नहीं भूलना चाहिए कि 2-2, 3-3 बार वो हमसे माफ़ी मांग चुके हैं। आतिशी मार लेना खुद जमानत पर है और अब संजय सिंह की बारी है। इन्होंने या इनके नेताओं ने जिस तरह की घटिया भाषा का उपयोग किया है, हम उसके खिलाफ एंटी करप्शन ब्यूरो में जा रहे हैं। मांग कर रहे हैं इनके खिलाफ कानूनी कार्रवाई की जाए, नहीं तो ये तथ्य सामने रखें।
The BJP also threatened legal action over the Aam Aadmi Party's poaching allegation. Weighing in, Union Minister Giriraj Singh took a swipe at the Aam Aadmi Party, saying that poaching claim would hold water only if it wins even 16 seats in the Delhi elections.
16 सीट उनको मिलेगा तब तो 16 सीट को ही ले, उनको 16 सीट भी नहीं आ रहा।
चोर के पाँव नहीं होते हैं और झूठ भी अपने आप में लंबा नहीं चलता है। मिस्टर संजय सिंह, यू हैव टू जस्ट ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट अबाउट योर परफॉर्मेंस of last 10 years, then you can decide about the future government. Delhi public was in favor of BJP. We don't have any need to buy anyone.
The Congress meanwhile questioned why the Aam Aadmi Party was fearing poaching attempts when it was confident of winning 55 to 60 seats in the national capital. Amid the Aam Aadmi Party's latest shoot and scoot ploy, the big question is, has Arvind Kejriwal read the writing on the wall?
Now, while there are poaching fears in Delhi, a similar situation seems to be brewing in the state of Maharashtra, which is Operation Tiger. Amid claims by Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena that several lawmakers of the Shiv Sena UBT faction are in touch with them, the MPs of the Uddhav Thackeray-led party put up a united face in New Delhi and asserted that they are not going anywhere. Here is what both the camp have to say.
कई एमएलएज कई एमपीज माननीय एकनाथ शिंदे साहब के संपर्क में हैं। आज आप नागपुर में रहते हो इसलिए बार बार ऑपरेशन लोटस बोल रहे हो, लेकिन ऑपरेशन टाइगर है कि अगले 3 महीने में जो एक्स एमएलए है वो बहुत एक्स एमएलए यूबीटी का नेतृत्व छोड़ के माननीय एकनाथ शिंदे साहब का नेतृत्व स्वीकार करने वाले हैं।
एकनाथ शिंदे साहब टाइगर ही है, इसीलिए उनको टाइगर ही कहेंगे। देखो, उभाटा के बहुत से लोग वो अभी उद्धव ठाकरे को छोड़ के एकनाथ शिंदे साहब के नेतृत्व में अभी सब लोग प्रवेश कर रहे हैं।
जानबूझकर अपने चुने हुए सांसदों के बारे में जनता के मन में एक संशय पैदा करना ये अच्छी बात नहीं है, ये बुरी बात है। सब निष्ठापूर्वक खड़े हैं, निष्ठा के साथ में उद्धव जी के साथ में थे, आए, कल भी रहेंगे।
All right, so on one hand, while the Shiv Sena Shinde camp says that there are 6 MLAs that will jump the ship, it is the UBT faction that has completely denied these claims, saying that there is no truth in what the Shinde faction has been saying. On that, I am being joined by Manisha Kayande. She is a Shiv Sena leader. Thank you very much for speaking to Republic. How true are the claims of the 6 MLAs jumping the ship and joining the Shinde camp, and which has been called the Operation Tiger in Maharashtra?
As you know, then in the past 2.5 years, several leaders, MLAs, MLCs, and many others have joined, even the ex-corporators from various regions of Maharashtra have joined in huge numbers. And the number doesn't stop here, the queue doesn't stop here. And looking at the performance of the Mahayuti government and particularly Shindeji's image, which is not only pan-Maharashtra but pan-India, and people are attracted to him. They want to work with Honorable Shindeji, and definitely there is a scope that many MLAs, even from the UBT, may join. And of course, as you must have heard, Honorable Minister Uday Samantji, who has more information about this. Even you can listen to his quotes. So there is every chance that many MLAs and some MPs may also join.
Right. Manisha Kayande, thank you very much for speaking to Republic on that. All eyes will now be on how true these claims will come into effect in the upcoming future. Meanwhile, we move on to the other stories that we're tracking now. The 104 immigrants deported from the United States have shared harrowing details of the route that they were forced to take to reach the United States and how most of them were duped by the travel agents. While the immigrants were cuffed and chained in the military flight, we will now break down for you the route that the immigrants took to reach the United States. These routes include Central American nations. First up, it was in India when the 104 deportees contacted agents in Dubai, soon after which they were shifted to Dubai and spent nearly about 6 months. After Dubai, we will have around 6 to 7 nations that they had traveled to. First one, of course, being Brazil. After they spent 6 months in Brazil, 6 months in Dubai, they moved to Brazil, after which they moved to Bolivia. So there you see 3 nations back to back. After Bolivia, they had moved to Peru, Peru to Ecuador, Ecuador to Colombia, Colombia to Panama. After Panama, they moved to Costa Rica. And now, meanwhile, while they have covered these nations, remember they had to go through harsh conditions. After Costa Rica is where they shifted to their second last stop, that was Mexico, where they walked for about 100 kilometers in the jungle. And finally, they reached the United States via the donkey route. Now remember, while we are talking about these routes, these nations that they have gone through, they have gone through the harshest of conditions, not justifying the fact that they were illegals who have now been deported back to India. Now we will get you a video that is said to be one of the deportees that had recorded while they were in the jungle, while they were taken through the donkey route. Let's listen in to what the video shows. So these are the visuals that tell us how the donkey route was taken. The video has been recorded by one of the deputy. We will also now listen in to what Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri had to say.
असली कैंसर क्या है? असली कैंसर है जो इकोसिस्टम है इलीगल माइग्रेशन को प्रमोट करने का. ये जो गैंग्स का काम है, जो भोले भाले और मासूम लोगों को फुसला के बड़े बड़ी उनसे रकमें जमा करवा के उनको बाहर ले जाते हैं और उसके बाद लोगों को ऐसे वापस आना पड़ता है, उनके खिलाफ कार्यवाही की आवश्यकता है, उनके खिलाफ एक्शन की जरूरत है. और इसके बारे में भी उन्होंने ध्यान आकर्षित किया लोगों को. इसके बारे में सरकार को आगे काम करना होगा.
It was Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri who had just given out a statement saying that the crackdown on the agents that were involved to take the deputies to the United States via illegal route, via the donkey route as they say, have been booked. We've also been joined by Robin, who is one of the deputy. Robin, you had moved to the United States. It was done via donkey route, which is illegal. Talk to us about who helped you to reach there. We believe that there were some agents that had helped you to take that route. Seem to have lost that line with Robin, but we move on to the other stories that we are tracking in the broadcast. So those are the visuals that are coming in from one of the deputies that had recorded the video while he was en route to the United States via donkey route. An illegal way, of course, and Trump administration taking strict action against the illegal immigrants from India, sending them back. The MEA also standing by the Trump administration's decision, saying that the United States has followed a standard procedure. Moving on with the Karnataka High Court dismissing the petition seeking a direction to transfer the Muda case probe to the CBI. Now, activist Snehamai Krishna, who filed the case, said that he would challenge the ruling in the Supreme Court. In his petition, Snehamai Krishna had contended that the impartial investigation is not possible since Siddaramaiah, being the Chief Minister, wields immense power and influence over the state departments, especially the state investigation agencies such as the police authorities and the Karnataka Lokayukta Police. Here is a reaction that we're getting in.
ಸರ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಅರ್ಜಿ ವಜಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳಿದು ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೋರಾಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹಿನ್ನಡೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆದರೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ವಿಚಲಿತನಾಗುವಂಥ ಅಥವಾ ಹೋರಾಟದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಸರಿಯುವಂಥ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಯ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನಾವು ಈ ಪ್ರಕರಣನ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಸರ್ವೋಚ್ಚ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯಕ್ಕೆ ಮೇಲ್ಮನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಲೋಕಾಯುಕ್ತರು ಏಕಪಕ್ಷೀಯವಾಗಿ ತನಿಖೆ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಅನುಮಾನಗಳಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪೂರಕವಾದ ಸಾಕ್ಷ್ಯಗಳು ಇದೆ. ವರದಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸರ್, ಆದರೆ ವರದಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರೇನು ಬೇಡ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ನಾನು ತನಿಖಾಧಿಕಾರಿನ ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅವರನ್ನು ಮಾತಾಡಿಸೋ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಮೂಲಗಳಿಂದ ತಿಳಿದು ಬಂದಿರೋಂಥ ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನು ಪರಿಗಣಿಸಿದಾಗ ಲೋಕಾಯುಕ್ತರು ನನ್ನ ಅರ್ಜಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಾಗೆ ಸಮಗ್ರವಾಗಿ ತನಿಖೆ ನಡೆಸ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಅವರು ಏಕಪಕ್ಷವಾಗಿ ತನಿಖೆ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆರೋಪಗಳನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ
We're being joined by Pradeep Kumar, who is the complainant and an advocate in the case. Pradeep, the Muda scam is being currently probed by the Lokayukta. However, there is a plea which the Karnataka High Court has rejected, which demands the transfer to the CBI. Why do you feel that the Lokayukta will not be able to probe the case in a fair manner and that the case needs to be transferred to the CBI?
According to my opinion, when the matter was listed before the court and arguments was going on, meanwhile what is happened? The Lokayukta was filed the one report before the court in sealed cover. Almost investigation was completed by the Lokayukta. In this regard, maybe judge was concluded to not to transfer to CBI. This is the our opinion is our complaint is before the court. We are request a court for the Lokayukta was not done the investigation in proper channel, proper way. This is the one side investigation is going on. All the officers are colluded with the present government. So helpful to the chief minister. In this regard, we are appealed to the court to transfer the petition to the CBI. But in this aspect, the court was not consider the our points and our merits of the case. Even though court was dismissed the petition, one of the complainant was already telling before the media. We challenge the petition before the Honorable Supreme Court of Delhi. Hello.
Thank you very much for speaking to Republic on that. All eyes will be now on the Supreme Court's decision wherein the petitioner has moved the case demanding a CBI probe. Moving on, in Tamil Nadu, a question is looming large. Meanwhile, in Tamil Nadu, a question is looming large where one wonders if women are unsafe in the state. In just 24 hours, 2 gut-wrenching cases of sexual assault have come to light from the state of Tamil Nadu. A 36-year-old pregnant woman was pushed out of a moving train in Vellore district when she resisted an attempt to sexually assault her. In the second case, a 13-year-old girl alleged sexual assault in Tamil Nadu government school. 2 cases in just 24 hours has shocked the nation, where one case is that of a pregnant woman being pushed out of a moving train, and on the other hand, a 13-year-old was sexually assaulted in a government school. I am being joined by Kovai Satyan, who is a AIDMK spokesperson. Kovai, there are 2 cases reported in just 24 hours, extremely shocking, atrocious. Do you feel women are unsafe under the DMK rule in the state of Tamil Nadu? All right, we seem to have some network issues with Kovai Satyan. We will be joined by Kovai Satyan in just some moments from now, but these are the latest information that's coming in. I believe Kovai Satyan is back on the broadcast. Kovai, there are 2 cases, extremely atrocious, gut-wrenching, where on one hand, while a 13-year-old has alleged sexual assault, a pregnant woman was pushed out of a moving train. Do you believe that women are unsafe in the state of Tamil Nadu? Kovai, if you can just unmute yourself. All right, we seem to have lost that line again with Kovai Satyan, but that's the latest that's coming in from the state of Tamil Nadu. We will move on to the other stories that we're tracking on 6 Stories at 6. It's time for us to slip into a short break right now, but after the break, we'll tell you about RBI's liquidity boost. Don't go anywhere.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
Pakistan are set to host the ICC Champions Trophy 2025, but to say that they have faced a number of issues in the build-up to the tournament would be an understatement. The tournament was shifted to the hybrid model on India's insistence, as the BCCI did not want to send Indian players to the nation over security concerns. Pakistan's continuous delays in getting the stadiums ready for the event and subsequent cancellations of the opening ceremony also did not help their public image. And now it has been confirmed that aside from the Indian cricketers not travelling to Pakistan, there won't be a single Indian official at the tournament either. Javagal Srinath, the former Indian cricketer turned match official, and Nitin Menon, the only Indian in the ICC's elite panel of umpires, came to a mutual agreement with the ICC to skip the Pakistan leg of the tournament. They could have featured in the Dubai leg had it not been for the ICC rule that requires neutral umpires and officials, therefore ruling them out of India's matches too. It is the latest setback for Pakistan as far as the Champions Trophy is concerned, which started when the tournament was shifted to a hybrid model despite the Pakistan Cricket Board's insistence that they wanted the entire tournament to be played in Pakistan. There was then speculation over whether or not Indian captain Rohit Sharma would travel to Pakistan for the opening ceremony and the captain's photo op, but both events were subsequently called off. An opening ceremony was never announced either by the ICC or the PCB. A source close to the developments was quoted as saying in media reports. There were also rising concerns over the stadiums in the country being ready, but the PCB has now said that the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore will be handed over to the ICC on February 11th, a little over a week before the start of the ODI showpiece event. The ICC had originally set January 31st as the deadline for the handover of all three stadiums, the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore, the National Stadium in Karachi and the Rawalpindi Stadium, all of which will host the global event in Pakistan. The PCB has also insisted that the National Stadium in Karachi will be ready in time as well. The venue is set to host the opening match of the event between Pakistan and New Zealand on February 19th. However, just as Pakistan stadiums will not be graced by the presence of Indian cricketers, there will also be no Indian presence as far as the match officiating of the tournament is concerned.
We're working very hard to get all the hostages. The word is all, and we are working very hard.
So obviously, you can't talk about peace neither with Hamas or in the Middle East if this, toxic.
Executive order prepared for your attention that would withdraw the United States from the UN Human Rights Council, would withdraw the United States from the UNRWA.
So I've always felt that the UN has tremendous potential. It's not living up to that potential right now. It really isn't, hasn't for a long time. It has, there are great hopes for it, but it's not being well run, to be honest. This is so important that we're really, as you know, the United Nations is largely funded by us, but and it shouldn't be. It should be funded by everybody, but we're disproportionate, as we always seem to be.
In a significant move aimed at keeping the economy resilient in the face of weak global cues, the Reserve Bank of India slashed the repo rate by 25 basis points to 6.25%. The first rate cut in 5 years is tipped to have a positive knock-on effect on consumer spending, while also coming as a booster shot for the industry and businesses across sectors. Here's all that you need to know.
As was widely anticipated, the Reserve Bank of India prescribed a pill to keep the economy resilient in the face of weak global cues. RBI Governor Sanjay Malhotra announced the first cut in the repo rate in 5 years. Addressing media persons earlier today, the RBI Governor said the repo rate has been slashed by 25 basis points to 6.25%.
The MPC decided unanimously to reduce the policy rate by 25 basis points from 6.5% to 6.25%.
The repo rate is the rate at which the apex bank loans money to commercial banks. The move is being seen as crucial to keeping the economy in good health and the country's growth on course while insulating it from global turbulence and slowdown. The rate cut, which follows the big bank tax breaks announced in the union budget, is tipped to reduce interest rates on home loans while boosting consumer spending and fueling growth. The real estate sector is also likely to receive a massive momentum boost as the rate cut results in lower interest rates on home loans. With the key rates now slashed, will it keep the country's promised growth on track?
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.